and today I have a film review for you of The Maze Runner. This is based on the book The Maze Runner by James Dashner, which is a 3-part series. I have a series review of the books, so I will link that in the doobly-doo. And yeah, so I went to see this on Wednesday with some of my friends, one friend that's read the book and two that haven't. And it was a really interesting experience, and I really enjoyed the film. I will say, I did not like the book that much. I liked it enough to carry on with the series, but it was only okay for me. I didn't love it, I just kind of liked it. It was okay. It was probably, in hindsight, about a 2 or 3 stars, but I really liked it at the time, but now I see that I didn't really like it that much. So the film, I enjoyed a lot more than the book, and I very much recommend seeing the film. The film was a lot less confusing than the book, and this will be spoilery, sorry anybody who thought that they were going to get a non-spoilery film review from me. It'll probably be spoilery for the book and the film. But if you've seen one, then you can watch the review. So, I love the way they set up the maze. I thought the maze was so well done. It was exactly how I saw the maze in my head, exactly how I pictured it, and it was just done really well. I also liked it when they went in the maze, Thomas and Minho, and there was little razor thingies, and the whole thing at the end when they went in that hole and they had to put the code in. That sequence was just so good. It was so nerve-wracking, and you were so scared that Minho was going to get killed by the Griever. And also, it was a lot less confusing because in the book, it literally seems like they're jumping off a cliff into a small hole that will only just fit their body, which is near impossible for all of them to achieve doing, which they do in the book. And it was so much more easy to get through it, so that it was they were all going to get through. I really loved the beginning bit with Thomas when he came in and he was all curious, and because he was all curious you got to see everything. I liked the sequence with him and Ben when Ben went crazy. I thought that was done really well, and I love the guy who played Gally. I just loved him. I thought he played Gally so well, and it was so weird because I've never seen him in anything apart from We're the Millers, and We're the Millers is a hell of a lot different to his character in The Maze Runner. I love the guy who played Newt. Me and my friend were just fangirling over him because he was so good at this, and I really love that they kept his British accent because they had people from all different cultures as the Slaters, so that it wasn't just white American people, which I really loved. I thought that was really good. I loved Thomas's relationship with all of the characters that he was close to. I think it was really presented really well, and it was just really good. I just really liked the film. I thought it was a lot better. They left out the telecommunication between Teresa and Thomas, but I really like that they left that out because I think they needed to leave it out. It was in the book, it's quite easy to follow, but in the film I think it wouldn't have been, and it would have just been piling too much on about the maze and stuff, and you would have been really confused, and I think what they did put in was enough. I like Thomas's realisation of that him and Teresa were to fault in all this. And the Grievers, the Grievers were so scary. And it was so jumpy the whole film. I was just finding myself jumping out of my seat. And it's so good. The Grievers were worse than I'd imagined them to be, because I think they were such a hard thing to imagine when you're reading the book. Whereas in the film they were there and they were so scary. And I just loved the film. I really think it was so good. All the scenery that they did, all the CGI. I really like the new video bit they put in at the end with that woman who kills herself, who's in the last book but isn't really in the first 2 books. I really like that because it added a little thing to it. I loved the scene with Chuck and Gally, because I think they did it so well that I just cried, and I didn't even cry in the book. It was so upsetting. And I loved the last bit when they panned over the Scorch, which we will see in the next film, The Scorch Trials. And it was all those buildings that were like sort of half immersed in the sand and stuff. It was just exactly as I pictured it in my head. I thought that the scenery was one of the best things in the whole thing, and it was just really, really good. So that was my film review of The Maze Runner, and I will see you next time.